Today's episode is a story about what happens when someone decides they're done just surviving and they're ready to start becoming stronger. This is a story about a busy mom who is doing what so many people do. She was taking care of everyone else. She was showing up for her family. She was working hard, but somewhere along the way, she found herself putting her own health at the bottom of the list. She was trying different workouts, trying to make better food choices, trying to understand why she was putting in the effort, but still not seeing the results she wanted. And what I love about this conversation is that Kelly's transformation was about so much more than weight loss. It was about learning how to fuel her body, about building strength, about creating consistency. It was about rebuilding confidence and learning to appreciate the person God created her to be. You're going to hear how small daily choices created big changes, how strength training changed the way she viewed herself, how her health journey started impacting her husband, her children, and her mom, because this is why we talk about building strength for generations. Your health journey is never just about you. The choices you make today have the power to impact the people around you. I'm so excited for you to hear Kelly's story today. But before we jump into the interview, I want to remind you about the free training that I created. It's called Move Mountains Method. It's a 5-day journey to help you renew your health, strength, and mindset. Because I believe most people do not need more random information. They need a clear path. They need simple steps, and they need encouragement and accountability as they start building healthier habits. Inside there, we're going to walk through your why, your daily habits, movement, nutrition, perseverance, and the legacy you're building. And you can gain access to that for free at bakerfamilyfitness.com/movemountains. I cannot wait to share the training with you. Now let's get into today's conversation with Kelly. Welcome to Strength for Generations, the go-to podcast for Christian families who want to build strength, restore energy, and deepen connection with God at the center. I'm Krista Baker, Christian health coach, wife, mom, and co-founder of Baker Family Fitness. I'm here to help you honor God with your health and bring peace back to the process, to simplify what it means to build strength in your body, renew your mind, and care for your spirit, all without losing precious time with your family. So grab your coffee and your ribeye, and let's do this His way. Welcome back to the Strength for Generations podcast. Today, guys, this one's a special one. I'm joined by one of my clients, but honestly, she's become so much more than that. I feel a little bit tears coming to my eyes just because how excited I am to be here with someone who isn't just a client, someone who's become like a real solid person in my life, sister in many ways. And so, you know, how sometimes God does that. He brings people into your life for a reason or a season. Well, this one here, she's here for the long haul. She's a wife. She's mom of 4, a busy hockey mom to boot, karate mom, lots of stuff going on in their lives, but someone who decided that she didn't just want to survive life anymore. She wanted to become the woman God created her to be. And over the last year, I've had the privilege of watching her grow spiritually, stronger physically, mentally. She's become an incredible example for her children, her husband, and even her mom, who started her own health journey because of Kelly. Kelly, I'm so grateful that you're here today. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
All right. Well, why don't we jump into the question? If you listen to my podcast, you might know what the first question is, but if you don't, I do like to ask everyone the same question when we get started. And it's, if you could sit down and have coffee with anyone dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Yeah, I knew this question was coming. The first one who came to mind would be either of my grandmothers. They both came through the war with their kids. I mean, we complain about being busy in life, but I can't imagine like how they survived with their kids going through life and moving countries and being able to take care of everybody through all that. Like, to me, that just blows my mind.
What questions would you ask? I feel like I want to know more now.
Yeah, just like how they did it all and how they kept strong for their family. Like, we try so hard always to keep strong for our family, but to have to be like move to a completely different country and not know anything. Like, we have it so easy nowadays. And I would love to know just how they did it and how they took care of themselves also through that all.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's super powerful. One day you'll get to ask them.
Yes.
For sure. All right, girl, we're going to dive into your story. So why don't you just tell everybody who's Kelly? What does life look like for you these days?
I have 4 beautiful kids. age ranging from 6 to 15. So we just last year, all 4 of our kids joined hockey. So our life in the winter became super busy. I do like my husband's bookkeeping. So just pick my own hours kind of job. We decided after our second that I would stay home and run the household and he would work outside the house.
Do you go to church?
I go to church at Niagara-on-the-Lake. We've been there for 3 years now.
Were you raised in the church?
I was. I was in Fenwick. Grew up there, went there all my life with my parents.
So your faith has always been a very big root for you.
It's been there, but I think it was just there. It wasn't like out there. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, definitely. For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we'll definitely touch on today because I know how important that is for the overall wellness of the work that was done, right? So life's busy, got kids, married, working, taking care of the home, commuting, like shuttling kids off to all the different places. So you understand what busy life feels like, right?
Absolutely.
I want to dig a little bit more into what was Kelly really like before you came to work with me? Like, what was your life like then? And how are you feeling then?
Other than busy, I was tired. I did not find time for myself. I ate on the go. My husband likes to eat out at restaurants. So you just eat out and you don't think about the choices you're making. You just eat and you have a couple drinks with friends. And then you come home and your kids want dessert. So you have dessert with them. And you kind of go on the fly, I guess. There was no rhythm to anything.
Right. I'm going to bring something up. I hope it's okay. And I think you've shared it publicly, so I think it's okay. I remember you and I talking originally, and we'll get into the story of how we decided to work together in a minute. But I remember you saying to me that people had asked you if you were pregnant.
Yeah. Over a year, I bet you I had about half a dozen people come up to me asking if I was pregnant or when I was due, because all the weight tended to sit in my belly, almost like I was like maybe 6 months pregnant. So that was really hard. And I tried to hide it, but it almost made it worse.
Mm-hmm. So that impacted your confidence?
Definitely my confidence, because I was always like double looking in the mirror. Do I look pregnant in this? Do I look slimmer in this? And I hid in oversized clothes because I didn't know how to dress that body.
I remember us talking about clothing because I know you like clothing.
I
you
love
like
clothing.
shoes, guys. If you ever go to her house, she actually has a couple pairs of shoes that,
More than a couple.
More than a couple, definitely. But you weren't just sitting on the couch doing nothing. So what were you doing?
I was working out. I was lifting, maybe not as heavy and pushing myself as I could. I was eating protein, but I was eating a lot of calories along with my protein. So I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing, but my calorie count was just far too high to lose anything. And the lifting, I would get either bored with it or I wasn't seeing progression. So I would stop and then I'd find something else to do, thinking that might be the next solution.
So kind of like hopping around. I get the picture of you're treading. You're like, well, that's the next thing. That's the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
And cardio too, like cycling.
Yeah. So my husband had gotten into cycling about a year ago. So he wanted me to join. Of course, he dropped 20 pounds as soon as he rode the bike like twice. Like we were doing, let's say 25 to 50 kilometers a week and nothing was budging for me either. And it just felt frustrating. I'm like, why am I even doing this anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. It's defeating, right? It feels like, well, I want the effort that I put in to resemble the idea of what it should look like from a physical standpoint.
Especially when you see your spouse like benefiting from it and you're not.
Right.
Right. It's like, what am I doing wrong that's working for him, but is not working for me?
That's good.
Yeah.
So you made the decision to work together. Why don't you talk us through what that looked like for you? What was the process of you going from just getting to know me to actually saying, okay, I want to work with you?
Well, I know when we were out a couple times, I picked your brain a little and you picked my brain. You would always be like, oh, I want to dig deeper into this. And I'm like, oh, she's really invested into me and she's not even my coach. So I thought that was pretty powerful. But I gave it a few visits with you before I turned to Matt and I'm like, I want to give it a go. Like I feel like I'm being led towards working with Krista. I want to commit to it. I think I just need someone to tell me what to do because whatever I'm doing is not working.
I remember sitting in your backyard, just like getting to know you casually as friends, right? And then, yeah, having these conversations. And it's so hard for me to not like overstep or give unsolicited advice. But when I hear things, I'm like, well, and this is really one of the reasons why I started the podcast was I'm like, well, now I could just say, oh, go listen to this thing. And it's not me giving you unsolicited advice, but you were very open and receiving to that too. And it felt like, God didn't only just hand us this new beautiful relationship, this friendship, but I think there was a bit of vulnerability too for you to share what you shared with me in the beginning.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I've gotten to the point now too that I have become more open about it because there are people that can help me or that maybe are in the same boat and I can help them and know that it's okay and it's normal and you can get past all these things.
Yeah. And like God does call us to come together and help each other, right? We help each other in many ways. Like, we show up with meals. We show up when people are struggling. You hold doors open for people, like all those beautiful things. But I think when it comes to us talking about our own personal struggles, it's really hard to say, like, I need help.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was like, I remember you're like, how do we figure this out? What do we do? I'm like, we have to do a call where it's not friend Krista and it's going to be coach Krista.
Yeah.
And I knew that was something that was important to you too, is like, how do we make sure we don't step over that line where
absolutely.
And like, what do I do in your check-in? This is like coach Krista. And then now text me later about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was creating that boundary that we could remain friends and have a business relationship together, which has been amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for it. Okay. Let's look back to your biggest breakthrough. What was that? Was there any moments where everything really changed? There was something you said to me that I want to share, but I want you to share first. During like the whole coaching experience, like what was the biggest breakthrough for you that was like, okay, this works?
I think the lifting heavy was a huge thing for me. And just pushing myself to lift heavier and not being afraid to push myself, I guess. I think that would be a big breakthrough. I don't know. What do you think? What was your thoughts?
There was something that you said to me in the beginning of our coaching. I actually share this with people when they're interested in working with me. Like, when we go through, Kelly, we got to figure out who your 2.0. Do you remember what you said to me after a couple months?
I found my 1.5 and I love her.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I think you might even hear it on the podcast. I say it sometimes too, because when you said those words to me, it gave me chills. Like, this is why we do that level of work. And yeah, sure, we're going to eat protein and we're going to move and we're going to lift heavy. Like, those things are amazing.
Yeah.
But I actually like myself now.
I do.
Right?
I do. And I feel like I found who I used to be back again, if not better than who I used to be.
Yeah, because even in the beginning, sometimes we'll say, oh, I just want to be like how I was when I was 20. And I'm like, did you even like yourself when you were 20? Because I didn't. I was terrible.
I like this version of me better.
Right? And that is the break. That to me is a massive breakthrough.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Because so for anyone listening right now, Kelly didn't just come in and do the program. Like, she came in and did the program. She was invested. She asked the questions. She showed up. She did the work. We saw when things were working. And if things were not working in the direction that we were hoping, she would pivot very easily and like compliant, we'll call it. Right. But also creating structure and freedom, because your husband still likes to go out for suppers. And you're just like, oh, I'm just going to work around it.
Exactly. You make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that, you just learning to love yourself again. And then I think it was after a couple months, you're like, I want to help other women feel like this.
Absolutely. I think every woman should feel like this. They should feel like they love the body and the person that God made them to be. 100%.
I remember in the beginning too, you're telling me, oh, I'm helping my mom now.
So it actually started, you encouraged walking every day, movement. So I know my mom always loved going for walks. So I said, why don't you join me? Let's go for walks. So every day, Monday through Friday, we'd go for about 45 minutes to an hour walk together. We'd catch up, we'd talk. I mean, it's nice she lives around the corner, so I don't have to walk far to go find her. But I ended up giving her some little tips as well, because I knew she was also uncomfortable in her body. So I gave her some tips about, her biggest thing was cutting back sugar. She cut back her sugar upped her protein a little bit, and she's lost a ton of weight. She's fitting in smaller clothes. She's feeling confident. She's like, I can sit down and my stomach's not in my way. I'm like, I know the feeling. And it's so rewarding just to help somebody feel that way again.
So beautiful. And that's the generations. And so, obviously this podcast is called Strength for Generations. We want to, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the generations behind are doing, but the ones before us too, and the ones that we're married to. So has that impacted in any way in the marriage?
It was a bit of a struggle at first because I really wanted Matt to join in with me, but he was not ready, and I struggled with that because I'm ready, I'm gung ho. So I had to be patient. I had to use small words of encouragement. I kept reminding him, I'm like, don't you want to feel as good as I feel? Because he always reminds me how happy I'm looking and how good I look. I'm like, don't you want to feel this way? Don't you want to be healthy? So he finally did commit now to working with Krista. I had to be careful though, because he's not as rigid maybe as I was at the beginning. And I had to show him grace that he needs to do it his way and not the way I think he should do it. But actually in the past, say 3 weeks, he's actually joined me and we're working out together and we're pushing each other and we're encouraging each other. And it's been a really good blessing to see that with him.
I know, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. It makes me so happy because I care about him very deeply. You know that?
Yes.
And
yeah.
your whole entire family. So yeah, it's just, my dad used to say the saying, like, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
And it's just like with Mike, like I do Mike's programs and stuff, or I'll just ask him, hey, what do you want in your program? Just to keep him organized and have it all in one spot. But I don't tell him what to do. We just now know that, hey, sometimes meal prep has to get done. I'm taking the kids, you do this. Like it makes life so much easier.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I remember when we made the decision for Matt to come into the program, I was like, all right, girl, you got to back off. Let me be the bad guy. I'll be bad cop. You be good cop.
Yeah. And that was hard for me at first because I had been in the program with you already for 5 or 6 months. And I'm like, oh, I know what to do. Like, here, let me help you. And it's like, no, you need to step back and you need to let Krista work her magic and just encourage from the sidelines.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause we're in the business of supporting marriages, not ruining them. Right. Like we want this to be a thing that just like helps us even get closer. And that's one thing I've noticed with you guys is that connection. And it's beautiful. Not that you weren't already so close. It was just like, your confidence lifts, all these things start to lift, your energy lifts. I want to go back to the strength training piece.
Okay.
Okay. Cause then Matt surprised you at the gym.
He did. I had like your basic dumbbells, maybe 5 to 25 pounds. And then you nicely showed us there was a sale online. And I'm like, Matt, I would love to get just like the dumbbells up to 50 pounds and maybe a bench. And he went a step further and got me some more items. And we made a little gym area in our basement, which has worked out really well. It just gives us our own little space to work out.
What's something that you now like in strength training?
Bulgarian split squats.
You're going to say that.
I hate them, but I love them at the same time. They just burn so good.
I had them in my program today and I was like, oh, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the power you feel after doing it is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that rush that you can do them, even though they are hard.
Yeah. What physical changes have you seen since we've started doing the work together from a physical standpoint, like
body
weight loss, body composition, like anything like that?
Yeah. So I give or take, I've probably lost about 20 pounds, which has been a huge thing. I have muscles. I remember the one day I was doing my check-in pictures and one of my kids walks into the gym while I'm doing it. And they're like, Mom, your back is so ripped. And I'm like, I know it's just my kid, but I'm like, just that small boost. And I mean, I have muscles that I never had before. I have people telling me my legs look amazing. I've gone down like 2 pant sizes probably, fitting in clothes that I didn't think I'd ever wear again, which feels amazing. I tuck my shirts in. It's tucked in right now.
I know. You're like,
right?
I got a front tuck going on. I was like, girl, right? That's amazing.
Yeah. And just the confidence, like, I remember the first time you and I went shopping together and I'm just like, I don't feel good about myself. But then the last time you and I went shopping together, I'm like, I feel so good. Maybe don't look at the number. If I have to go up a size, it's not a big deal. Like everything's not built to the one number that we think we should be.
That's a good word.
Right?
Like flip that right there.
Yeah. And that number does not define us. And I had to learn that along the way, that maybe I'll fit in this size for one thing and this size for another, but that change is not who I am.
Yeah. And then we also learn not to uber obsess about the scale.
Absolutely. That took me a while.
It did.
It did. But now, like, I still would like to make a few changes, but I'm comfortable where I am as well at the moment. And I'm okay that it moves up and down, because I'm learning to think back, okay, maybe I had a few extra carbs, or there's something I did in my diet that was a little different 1 or 2 days. And I know the scale's going to change again. It's going to go back to where it was. And just learning to appreciate it instead. And that even though my scale maybe went up, my clothes are still fitting the exact same as they did 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I think that's like where a lot of people struggle the most, is they're just looking at the scale. If the scales move, it's like that becomes who they are. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
no, like we use that as a tracking tool. That's it. That's all it is a tool to help us to know if the plan is working. But then when you're like, so it went up, but I'm feeling better, so who cares?
Exactly.
If we weighed more, but we loved what we look like, would that be okay too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And that's the wonderful thing too. Like, you encourage us to take our weekly pictures. And I know as I got further in the program, I maybe did it a month or month and a half in between. And just, you think in that month you're making no changes, and then you compare those pictures and you're like, holy cow, like I did make a difference, right? And that's why, even though the scale maybe didn't move very much in that month, I can see my body has changed. And that's really cool to witness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that body composition.
Yeah.
So obviously you said in the beginning that you weren't really like with God.
I think, like, I was with him, but like, I went to church because we went to church on Sundays, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, yay, I get to go to church. It was, we're going to church because that's what we do. I listened to the sermons, but I maybe didn't take anything home with me from it. Matt, for a while, had been wanting to try out new churches. So when my sister got married, her and her husband were going to Central, and they're like, just come on a Sunday. They had an African children choir. So we went the one Sunday, and we have not been from that church since. I go there and I feel God in me there. Like, with worshiping, it's such a different experience. We found a new home with Central, and I just feel my faith has gotten stronger, and I even see a difference in my kids, which has been pretty powerful as well.
I know a big part of what we did together, because like we obviously have that connection, and it's a really important piece. And we're just like, we want to be faith-filled women. I want to be like a Proverbs 31 woman that honors her husband, respects her family, her kid, they care for it. Like, you have a servant heart too. Like, you have a very giving heart.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. What was it like to implement your faith into your health journey?
I think just realizing it, I'm not just doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for the body God gave me. It's not my body, and I need to care for it like the way he cares for me. I think that was a huge thing for me, and not just throwing trash in it just because I want to, but feeding it healthy because that's what God wants me to do instead. He wants me to care for this body, and and I want to be there as long as I can for my kids. And I think taking care of it the right way is God's way.
I remember you telling me that you would listen to worship while you're working out. And
I
it
do.
was like,
We're a big Josiah Queen fan, especially me and Zara. So she'll come hang out with me and we'll just belt away while we work out. And I just find you get a little bit more power from God when you have him with you, and just bringing him into those hard spaces.
Especially when you're doing Bulgarian split squats.
Yes. And you just sing your way through them, and before you know it, you're done your reps.
I'm at the gym now, right? So like, I'm so used to being down here where I can make loud sounds and just be like, how annoying is this move? But I'm going to do it, or I'm going to push it. And then, naturally you're going to make louder sounds if you're pushing really hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like finding, because I have my headphones on, and if I have worship on or whatever, I sometimes forget that I'm around other people. So they're like looking over, and it's so quiet there. They don't have music playing in the background anyways. So,
well, I remember being on the treadmill, and I'm not a runner, but I had to do my sprints. And I remember I want to say it was Forrest Frank, and my hands were up and I'm sprinting and I'm worshiping the same time. He'll get me through this.
Amen.
And he did.
Yeah. Tell me about your kids. Have they been taking an interest in health, or what's that been like?
I'd say my youngest for sure are very intrigued. Especially with pull-ups, they want to do pull-ups. Zara is actually really cute. Zara, she's almost 9 and she's trying to build her strength because she wants to do pull-ups. So I'm giving her little tips and she'll be down there. She'll have her workout gloves on and she's very interested in building muscles, and she'll go to people and she'll flex and she's like, you can't judge a book by its cover. And then she'll pull up her arm sleeve. So it's been really cool to see that. Even just encouraging them to even just eat some more protein. I mean, my kids, they still love their snacks and I can appreciate that. I was young once, but just encouraging them to try to make healthier choices and just saying the right words in front of them. And it's not that mom wants to be skinny, mom wants to be strong so I can hang out with you guys longer. I mean, I can still somewhat beat up my 15-year-old, so that's pretty cool. One day that's not going to happen, but just to be strong enough to be around for them and just see and be an example. So as they grow and their bodies change, that they know that I will be there to support them if they need that.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I love that part of the journey. I am a health coach, and I could literally, like, my kids will say certain things to me and I know the plan to fix the thing and I just invite. I don't tell them because I'm trying to make sure that what I do, especially as a career, doesn't impact them in a negative way. We hear that a lot in this space, sadly. And I don't ever want to force anything on anyone. I'm like, well, this is why we do what we do. We do it because we want to honor God with our body. We want to be strong and capable. It's not that like, when women are like, I need to be strong because I don't need a man to do it. No, we're not doing that. We can ask men for help. We can ask people for help, but we want to be capable of carrying that case of water to the door, right?
Absolutely. Or picking up your 45-pound kid when they've hurt themselves and just giving them hugs. Like, I remember carrying my son up and down the stairs and I'd be panting, and now I can do it without panting. And it's such a powerful thing. It's a small thing, but a powerful thing.
Okay, let's talk to the parent that might be a little bit busy right now. You clearly have a very busy life. Like, how do you make health fit into your life? And what advice would you give to somebody who feels guilty about putting herself first?
I think if you don't put yourself first, you can't take care of your family if you don't take care of yourself. And I've really learned that too. I can take care of my family much better now that I am taking care of me and and my body. I mean, hockey season's really busy. 4 kids in hockey. I pretty much live at the arena. I've learned, take my headphones, put on my runners. They're at practice, I'm walking that track. Their practice is 45 minutes. I'm getting my walk in. Like, you could easily stand there, have a drink. You could bring your book. You can sit on your phone. Find those spaces where you can actually get those workouts in. So that was a big help for me too, especially in the wintertime when it's not so nice to walk outside, is finding, I would be very quick to say, I'll take the kids to hockey. I'm going to walk that track. And I've learned to now cutting up an apple. Like, I had to pick up my kids from camp the other day. I cut up an apple and jumped in the truck. Easy snack to eat on the go. Went up north. I did some chicken cutlets. They're great cold. It's just finding stuff that you can quickly grab that is a healthier choice and not having to then stop and get junk food or a bagel or this or that, right? So it's just little tweaks here and there in your busy schedule that you can use to find time for yourself.
I think that's amazing. Just, yeah, little tweaks along the way. And it doesn't have to be an overhaul, like overnight overhaul. We just find one step at a time.
I know I always told you, for me, it's baby steps. It's going to be like, I'll give it my all, but it's going to be in baby steps.
Well, I mean, we got to do this forever. Like,
Exactly.
It would suck to figure it all out today. And then what else you got to do later? There's always something that we got to evolve into.
Yeah. And you're always figuring out new ways to make it work.
Yeah, totally. Because we got to pivot. And I think that's what you and I talked about was, let's not wait till kids go back to school and then Christmas is over. Like, there's no perfect time. And I think I say that a lot on this podcast, because if you're waiting for the perfect time, you are sadly mistaken, and you're living in a lie, because there's never a perfect time.
Yeah. Yesterday was the perfect time.
Yeah. And the best time to start is right now.
Exactly. And you know what? It's a mind over matter thing. Like, there's a lot of times you think, I can't do this. I can't do this. I mean, there's times I struggled when we are going into a new cut. I'm like, oh, I can't, like, this is so hard. And I remember the first time I went into my cut, my oldest, he said to me, Mom, you can do hard things. And I'm like, okay, like, if he can preach that to me. Let me prove it to him that yes, I can do these hard things. And obviously I survived.
You're here to tell the story.
I'm here to tell this story, right? We can do hard things and we can push ourselves. And I think that you can have so much appreciation for that after, whether you don't see the scale change or the body image change, just the mental change too is a huge, huge change.
Yeah. Okay. So if someone is listening right now, mom, dad, whatever, grandma, grandpa, like whoever it is, and they're listening right now and they feel like how you did last year, what would you want them to know?
That putting yourself first and taking this step is worth it. It's not going to be easy. None of it is easy. There's going to be a challenge around every corner, but in the end, it's worth it. You'll feel like a better version of yourself. You'll find that 2.0 and you'll love that person. There's still more I want to do, but I am confident with who I am now. And finding that confidence has been a game changer as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, even.
Yeah, that's good. That's really powerful. Okay, last question. When your life is over and you're on the other side of heaven, what do you hope people remember about you? Like, what type of legacy do you hope you've left?
It just gave me goosebumps that she put God first. Her kids and her family became a priority, but she also made herself a priority. And through God became who she was, not for herself, but for God.
Amen, sister. Well, thank you. First of all, thanks for trusting me. Thanks for saying yes. Thanks for being so open and responsive and everything that we've been able to do together, and
For
for
sure.
being such a really important person in my own life.
Right back at you.
Like, you're stuck with me for life.
I love it. I love it. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. And thanks for sharing your story too. I know sometimes these things can be a little bit scary, but you conquered yet another fear.
I did. I did. Another hard thing I can do.
Yeah. And I'm super grateful for your friendship. And I'm super grateful that everyone in this community now gets to know you, but she's mine. So take care. Not that she would let it happen. But yeah, thanks for your time today. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Krista.